Hello, hello. How are you? Warming up a little bit. Give it a chance for some people to see that I'm live and to get on. But I won't do that for long because there's going to be people that are watching the replay. And if you are watching the replay, I appreciate you too. So I'm going to jump right in. If you are watching live, please comment and let me know where you are tuning in from. If you are watching the replay, please do the same. Just hashtag replay. Let me know. And I'll come back and engage with you. So I want to share about something that is a little uncomfortable, and it is about the fact that I am a little uncomfortable right now. And as some of you may know, I launched my Ashley's Creative Stash again. I say again, I feel like I kind of launched it a couple of months ago when I started sharing my coloring pages freely for everyone to just download. And I got such a good response from it that I was just kind of inspired to take it a step further, see how much more value I could create for this community. And so I took inspired action and I did that. So I relaunched it, I guess you could say, yesterday. And I was really excited leading up to it, but I was not expecting the flow of emotions that came after actually like sharing it with the world. And so the first thing that came up for me was definitely imposter syndrome. I have struggled with this a lot over the years, and trying not to get emotional. Overcoming imposter syndrome has been something that I continuously work on. And I think it's very real for a lot of entrepreneurs that are just starting out, or like me, not really just starting out. I've been doing this for over 7 years, and I still struggle. So for anyone that struggles with wondering if you are enough to do whatever it is that you are doing, we are. We are. We have a gift to share. And, we're not meant to hold these gifts and these talents inside and not share. And I want to share specifically why imposter syndrome came up for me, because it's important for me to understand why it is that I'm feeling that way so that I can, rewrite the story that is being created within my mind. And for me, it was the fact that I'm not big into coloring. I occasionally I will color, but coloring is not necessarily the passion that is driving me in this business. And yet I'm appealing or trying to appeal to people that love to color. But the passion for me, number one, is the just act of being creative, creatively expressing, having fun, tapping into that childlike, the inner child within, because it's extremely healing. And I know this firsthand because my creativity was stifled in my last relationship before my husband. And when I was finally able to end that relationship, I dove into creativity. And when I say stifled, I just kind of stopped doing it because it created a lot of negativity in my life when I did. And so being creative after I ended that was a big part of healing. And so I filled a journal up with sketches and things. So hold on. What's up? I am. Okay. So sorry, that was really distracting and I had to take care of it. Family life. I wanted to be able to focus on this. So please forgive me for that interruption. So I struggled with the imposter syndrome of having the thoughts of I don't belong within the coloring community because I don't enjoy coloring. But the drive behind it again is that creativity. Oh, I poured myself into that creative, and that's where I was, into my art journal. And I filled it up with just sketches, line art of different things, of just expressing different emotions that I was feeling: anger, sadness, fear, happiness, joy. And being able to just pour all of that into that journal was very freeing for me. But I also know people that are really into coloring and they experience that same healing process that I do from just making the line art. They feel that in the coloring. So that's what I'm rewriting in my mind, is reminding myself of that, that that I belong here, that I'm contributing to it. I'm not here taking anything from the coloring community. I'm contributing something to it. So there's no reason why I wouldn't belong there. Another one that I had was a fear of failure. And, I have taken different paths along the last few years and have tried incorporating my art into businesses. I've shared it on previous videos, and I've talked about how the one thing that I was lacking was the marketing. And, so I had that fear of failure of, this isn't going to work just like the other times. But I'm reminding myself that I've been diving in hardcore to marketing training and learning it from a principle-centered standpoint, from a heart-centered standpoint, to where it feels good for me as well as anyone else on the other end that, is watching or receiving what it is that I'm sharing. And so I've got to trust. I've got to trust in what I'm learning and the knowledge that I've gained. And I've got to trust in the process of continuing to take inspired action, even when it's uncomfortable, just like I am right now, because I'm uncomfortable talking about when I'm uncomfortable. There's a lot of power in that. So the other thing was overwhelm. I was not expecting to feel as overwhelmed as I did. There was so much, when you're going through releasing a product or a website or whatever it is that you're releasing, you go through a lot of proofing and a lot of testing and a lot of double checking, triple checking. But sometimes when you have so many different components within it, things get overlooked, things get missed. And, especially whenever it's kind of new to you. And creating a coloring book membership is new to me. So there was a lot of components that, like, once I launched and then I was like, okay, let me go just double check again. I saw so many different things that I had overlooked. And I started making the list. And then I had a couple of really awesome people within the community that were also helping me fix some of the issues, because there were some little technical issues that were going to cause bigger issues if I did not get it corrected then. And while so grateful for that support, it felt very overwhelming. Like I had to do everything at once. And I had a conversation with one of them and I was like, I've just got to take a break. And she reminded me, your business isn't going anywhere. Take it one step at a time, one day at a time. And don't forget, that was the biggest reminder yesterday that really helped, was don't forget to enjoy the journey. I say that all the time and I tend to forget to remind myself. Hey, Miss Janine, thank you so much for tuning in. It's wonderful to see you. And Miss Janine has sent me some sweet messages just to kind of cheer me up and all this too. My support system is incredible, incredible. The last thing that was, kind of the overwhelm, all of the emotions that came from launching yesterday was also the fear of success. Why do we fear success? Well, for me, it was a little bit of a fear of more responsibility. Yesterday when I launched it, I had some stuff come up with my personal self and my family that added more tasks that I needed to do yesterday that I wasn't prepared for. And that, along with all of the things that I needed to do, life doesn't work out the way we want it to. Sometimes when you're launching and you're going to be really busy, your personal life is going to endure some craziness. That's just a part of life. And so that's pretty much what happened with me yesterday on top of everything else. So the fear of success set in because it was like, I'm launching now and all of this is happening and I can't go and fix all of that. Am I going to be able to deliver the value to my people that I want to, that they deserve, that they may or may not be paying for? Like, am I going to be able to do that? And I am. I absolutely am. And the other one was pressure of constant improvement. When we sign up for like a membership and it stays the same over and over again, like I feel like there has to be room for growth and improvement in order to not stay stagnant. I don't want to just deliver the same thing every single month in my membership. I want to offer a little more of a surprise, a little more oomph here and there. And so the fear of, am I going to be able to do that? And you know what? I'm doing it in my personal life. I'm constantly improving every day, a little bit more every day. If I can do that in my personal life, I can do that in my creative and my business life as well. And so these were just all of the thoughts, the negative and then the positive of how I rewrote those thoughts. And Miss Janine says, we love you more than you know. Thank you so much, Janine. I really appreciate that so much. And which brings me to the other point of this. This morning was going a little better, but I was still in a funk. And I still kind of am. And that's where I want to kind of get to is I went through all of that yesterday of worrying and stressing and anxiety and tears and so much. And I get on my Grow Rich call today. And it's November 1st. It's the first of the month. And every month we get a new enemy of character. And this month's enemy of character is worry. So I knew right then and there that the call was meant for me. So I listened. I actually listened to it a few times because I really wanted to soak it all in. But I had a couple of different messages delivered through that call. You better open that door and sweep that old down the door. Yeah, exactly. So on the call, Amy wanted to share, she wanted to kind of elaborate on the enemy of worry and what's the opposite of it. And she shared about an article that was actually titled The Opposite of Worry. And I'm looking at my notes here because I didn't take my notes on my computer this time. And in the article, it said, and I wrote this word for word, she read it as well. And it said the opposite of worry isn't, what was it? This I didn't write down. Isn't peace or tranquil, maybe stillness. I don't remember the words exactly, but it wasn't the exact thing that I would have thought it would be. I would have thought the opposite of worry would have been like chill and not worrying. But it's actually mindfulness. And they went on to explain it's a flow of emotion that enables us to acknowledge whatever we are feeling to express when necessary, to express that feeling when necessary, to take action, and to welcome what comes next. And actually, now that I'm writing that, I think I did actually paraphrase that a little bit. So if you want to actually hear the whole thing, along with all the other amazing golden nuggets that was on the call this morning, I highly encourage you, just follow this link and you can listen to today's replay. It's really, really good. And I got so much value out of it. So that has been reminding me today to just feel whatever it is that I'm feeling. And then the other thing that I've been reminded of, and I kind of mashed these up together because I feel like they mixed really well. My good friend Lori Sue reminded us during the mastermind portion of the call that negative emotions, feelings, thoughts can't exist when we are in a space of gratitude. And so mixing the gratitude with feeling whatever these emotions are that I'm feeling, the uncomfortableness, the worry, the anxiety, the fear, being grateful for it, and then just being like, okay, what's coming next? And I have found that being grateful today has really been able to bring me out of that. I'm not so much my usual energetic self yet. I'm getting there, which is why I'm still a little bit uncomfortable sharing. But it has definitely helped so much for me to get out of here and continue taking inspired action, even if they're small actions. So I hope that this has helped someone today. Janine said, there's my laugh. We got Bryce in the house, says, sup, yo. Sup, yo. Janine says, hey, brother Bryce. He says, hey, Janine Hanners. We got some chat going on. I like it. But it's close to the end. I guess I got to change my timing, or I got to give out some notifications or something. But Bryce, hopefully you'll come back and listen to the replay. Today was pretty intense and maybe a little emotional, but I once again want to invite you to listen into the Grow Rich call today. So much goodness. And it's one of the reasons I share about the Grow Rich call occasionally. And I talk about how if you need a little bit of goodness for your day, and these are those days. And every single time I show up to this call in those moments of I need something. I don't know what I need, but I need something. I need some kind of encouragement. I need some kind of motivation, some kind of inspiration to get me out of whatever this bad energy field or whatever it is. I need something. And if I show up to that call, it always delivers every single time. So if you find yourself in that space, check out that website. I promise you, it'll do the same for you if you are open-minded and open-hearted to it. And with that, if you want to also support my launch that I shared yesterday, you can check out ashleyscreativestash.com. It's continuing to get more updates and improvements, just as I am. So with that, I am going to head back over here. Mr. Bill Fever just came on. Hi, Ashley. Good to see you, Bill. Miss Janine says, hi, Mr. Bill. I love that we're all friends here. You guys are amazing. I don't believe that I could do any of this without you. I love you, as Christy would do. Little heart. Have an awesome day, guys.